Hey guys, S-Man here, back at it again with a brand new Horizon review. With that out of the way, let's just get right into the review of this episode. Now, starting off, I just want to say, um, this has probably been my least favorite Horizons episode since the time skip. It took me 3 separate occasions to watch it, to the point where there's parts I don't even remember. So yeah, we're just gonna do a quick recap about what happened in the episode based on my memories of my 3 separate watches and just see where this goes. This is probably going to be the worst review I've ever done, but I'm a little rusty, so that's my excuse. Starting off, picking up right for last week, Terrapagos is crying from for a mountain, where it's implied that that's where Rayquaza is, and we learn later in the episode Rayquaza is there. They speak to Dot about this and decide they're going to go investigate. As they're heading up the mountain, they're watched by some dragon biker gang, which we learn more about later in the episode. And then with that, we get a little bit of fun little montage, a fun little scenes of Olds basically throwing off the vibes of the Rising Attackers being the newest member. He keeps trying to take charge while Roy and Liko do their own things. We even get a cute little scene where we have this scene where Olt thinks Roy's gonna run off without him again, like he did in the first episode. So he decides to run off without Roy, only to get lost and end up back at the camp with Liko, where him and Liko have a nice one-on-one scene where Liko's trying to get to know Olt and be friends, while Olt is all panicky and nervous because he's afraid of girls. From what I know about later episodes, this is definitely a recurring bit, and I'm all for Olt being afraid of women. Olt basically explains to Liko why he wants to catch Rayquaza in order to gain the trust and respect of another Pokemon because Rayquaza is so strong, and he believes his Pokemon isn't respecting him because he's weak, and he pulls out a Dusk Ball. I have no clue what this Pokemon could be. People think it could be a Zeraora, but I don't really think so. I don't know why they would put it in a Dusk Ball of all things. But it might be a legendary. But we'll eventually see. To this day, it still hasn't been revealed what this Pokemon is, but hopefully we do see it soon. But yeah, Liko makes all these pancakes in the shape of each of their partner Pokemon and eat them themselves, while Olt and offers it to Olt, but Olt runs away and sulks. So Sableye eats his pancake and brings Olt his. Where Olt eats it and finds it delicious, so he breaks into their stash for breakfast. He eats all the pancakes, where Roy flips out on him for eating all of their breakfast. Now, moving on to the part I found more boring. They climb up the mountain where they see this guy, asks him what he knows about Rayquaza, and he talks about rumors of there being a Rayquaza on the mountain, guarded by the Dragon Biker gang, who everybody thought was hyping up because they all dress like Lance, even though it's been confirmed multiple times that, even though I think in canon it's confirmed that this is just a uniform that a lot of Dragon trainers use because wasn't Lance's based on Raihan's gym when he trained with Raihan? I think that's what Lance said, but yeah. The bikers, they ask the bikers what they know about Rayquaza, and they think that they're a part of the Wiggle Gang trying to capture Rayquaza for themselves, so they start to fight the Rising Attackers. But that's also not much help because Bolt has just been very antagonistic towards them and immediately lashes out at them and fights with Sableye. Sableye gets a few good hits in, but it needs to be saved by Lucario. But in the mess of all the fight, all the Dragon Riders' masks come off and it's revealed they're all girls, freaking out Ult and causing them to be mad at Ult, saying, "Oh, what, women can't be Dragon Masters?" I love Ult so much. This is the one thing I really like about this episode. Ult's just joke about being weird to women. But yeah, with that, the Dragon Tamers run off, and Terrapagos comes out to tell them they're getting closer to Rayquaza. That's when they see this dude stealing a bunch of eggs and then kissing a Dratini on the face. This turns out to be the Wiggle Gang, as mentioned earlier, and seeing that this guy is capturing these poor Pokemon, Bull and the rest rush in Ult first, and Ult ends up getting captured by his Arbok. So Liko and Roy decide to go step in and help him, where Liko gives Ult the speech about he needs to stop rushing in on his own, and if he wants to get stronger, they're going to have to work together as a group because they're friends. And that's what, and then Ult realizes what he's doing wrong, and locks in when him and Roy do a combo Mega Evolution attack to take out the Wiggle Man, along with Liko assisting by holding them with Meowscarada's little stringy thingies. With that, they save their genie and the eggs, and the Dragon Gang thanks them, and they gain their respects. Except for Ult, who they still hate him because he's weird to women. But yeah, they take them to Rayquaza and reveal that since the events of Raku, Rayquaza has been resting here, and they've been feeding it in order for it to grow stronger. Roy declares to Rayquaza, informs Rayquaza about what's happening, and declares that in order to fulfill Lucius's will, they're going to continue his mission to destroy the Raku, and that once Rayquaza gets better, he can rejoin them in order to help finish his master's wishes. But that's when Ult comes in and declares to Rayquaza that he's actually going to wait for Rayquaza to get stronger before he claims him as his partner, because it wouldn't really be strong of him to fight a Pokemon while they're weak. But yeah, with that, they say goodbye to Rayquaza and the Dragon Gang, who thank them for taking care of their friend, and they call Dot to let them know what happened. Where Dot actually suggests they should all meet up in person in Paldea. Finally, we got Dot getting off the screen and going to do something with her life, where Murdoch it currently is, in order for the group to basically recruit Murdoch for the new Rising Gold Attackers and continue their mission with more members. And that's when Ult reveals to Dot that he is also a member of the Rising Gold Attackers now, which this leads up to a funny joke later, because they're all friends. So then, Ult goes to rush off towards Paldea, not knowing where it is, so Roy leads the way. And we see Dot struggling to get her belongings together when she suddenly gets a call from Iona. Now, let's go over what I liked and disliked about the episode. What I liked is Ult. Ult carried this episode hard. Ult had very incredible moments with his jokes about being weird towards women, and his whole just bonding with Liko and Roy this episode. I loved it. That is the only redeeming part of this episode. Besides his just bonds with Liko, Roy, and just the friendship he's building with them as the newest member of the Rising Gold Attackers. Now for what I didn't like about this episode, I hated the whole Dragon Gang and Wiggle Gang stuff. It was so pointless, and the whole Wiggle thing was weird with him, like, kissing the Pokemon he was stealing. Like, I just thought that was strange that he was, like, I'm being, like, honest. He straight up kisses the Dratini once it hatches. Like, that was so weird. But yeah. That's all I really got to say about this episode. There wasn't much to it. They know where Rayquaza is now and declared that they're going to continue this mission. It's not really pushing together the plot much along. It's more pushing Ult's personal arc, and I liked it for that reason alone. I'll give this episode a 5 out of 10. The Ult stuff obviously carries, and Dragon Gang stuff is what makes it a 5. So yeah. Hope you guys like this video. Subscribe for more content like this in the future, because I'm back and we're locking back in on the content grind and videos for July and the rest of the summer. S-Man signing off.